Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. Kit Conspiracy is a project that MK and I have been doing for a couple years now, and every few months we select a kit and we use it to the full extent of its, well, as much as we can. Let's just put it that way. And normally we do it a month long, and each week we change kits, but this month we are just using the 49 and Market Spectrum sherbet because we both have a ton of it. And normally we commit to 3 days a week that we are posting videos, but this time we're just doing 2 days a week, but we are doing all month long instead of just 1 week. So you're going to get quite a few more videos than you would normally. Now, both of us are trying to use our kits more than just those 2 days. So any other days that we are participating in other hops or doing other videos, you might see us using these kits as well. So I am starting out with these two a little bit larger photos. The one on the right is a little bit wider than 4 inches and it's about 6 inches tall. And then the other one is about 5 by 7. And the reason is because I was printing another photo in a large size on my Canon large format photo printer. And the paper is 13 by 19 inches. So I had extra room. So I thought I'd print these a little bit large because it's always nice to flip the page and have a different size photo in your album or even a different size page. I really like those little surprises in an album. So I thought I would go ahead and do this as well. The two photos are of the little girl I take care of, and we are at one of her classes at Tinkergarten, and they're making tea. They are making pretend tea, so they went and they picked grass and herbs and leaves and all kinds of other stuff, acorns, whatnot. They are pounding them with those hammers and putting them into their little buckets to make pretend tea. And then at the end of the class, we actually had real tea. And for the kids that didn't want to try real tea, they had water, warm water with oranges in it. So it was just orange flavored water. So I just thought I would use these two acrylic pieces from Bramble Fox that say always time for tea. And I thought they were perfect for this layout, so I'd go ahead and use them. I did use two of the rub-ons, as you saw there, bringing the dark color from the top all the way down to below the photos, and then bringing the lighter color to the top of the photos. So I just kind of went vice versa with it. I thought this color or this paper was a perfect paper for this because there's a lot of kind of that blue-gray in the photograph, and then the little teacups are lined up on the right-hand photo, as well as the herbs and, well, not really herbs, the grass and leaves that she has picked to mash up and put in her tea are that bright green that's at the bottom of the paper. Now, as you can see there, I pulled out the acrylic leaves, and I'm going to go ahead and use some of those in the top right and the bottom left behind the acrylic pieces. And then I pulled out some dies to create the title at Tinkergarten. So my title will actually read, if you start with the acrylic piece, it will say always time for tea at Tinkergarten. And that is actually a true thing. They do their little tea at the very end of every class. And so I thought that was perfect. I would go ahead and use that. I am going to go ahead and cut it in some white paper there, and it is backed with some foam so that it pops up and gives a little added dimension, and the foam is kind of a turquoisey color. It doesn't show a ton unless you kind of really like move the paper around. It's not the exact match either, but it works fine because it's not showing a lot. It's just a little bit. So just gives a little extra pop to the white paper, and I think it looks nice. And the die set that I am using for that is an Elizabeth Craft Designs die, and I will put the link down below in the description box for you in case you're interested in that die set. When you purchase that die set, it comes with 3 different sizes of dies in the same font. This is the medium size. It does have a smaller and a larger that are quite nice. One is quite small and one is quite large, so they're really good jumps in size. They're not all really similar or anything, but it's a great die set, and it's usually at a really great price. So I haven't looked at it in a while, but I highly recommend it. And then I just put them through my little Sidekick Sizzix machine there, and it cuts fine. I have had no problems with it. And by putting the paper on top of the foam, it keeps the foam so that it is in the right, it doesn't get wonky. It doesn't get like curled up or anything, because the paper that is on top of it keeps it nice and sturdy. So I'm liking the way that that's looking. I'm keeping this layout fairly simple. It doesn't need a lot of extra stuff on it, just because it's got the acrylic already and the acetate leaves. I think I said acrylic leaves earlier, but they are acetate from 49 Market. And then the title just adds to it. So doesn't need a lot of other stuff. You can see off to the right hand side there, I also have the, what are these things called? The ephemera bits. And I am going to use a couple of those pieces as well in my clusters. So I'm just going to pop out these letters, and I'm using a little tiny, I call it my pokey tool. It does have a blunt end, but it's very thin, so it fits inside the little holes on the backside of the dies for the most part. And it's a very useful tool, I think. So if I can find a link to that, I'll put that down below for you as well. Now, I didn't make you sit through watching me glue down all of the title there. I just used my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive on the back of the foam and put my acrylic block on top just to kind of hold it in place while things set up and that glue dries. I am using my ATG just to adhere down these acetate leaves, and then I'm layering up that Admit One ticket as well as a label so I can have a little tiny spot for journaling. It doesn't need a huge amount of journaling, but I thought a little bit would go a long ways. And then I am pulling in these little circular bits from the ephemera pack as well, and just to bring in a little bit more of that green up top. And I really like how that looks. And then I am going to use some twine on my little tea bag holders there, or the little, I don't know what those things are called. The thing with the star and the heart in it. It's the little paper part of the tea bag. Anyway, or maybe it is actually the tea bag. Maybe that's their rendition of it. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit of string on those because there are string on tea bags one way or the other. And then I'm going to go ahead and just add some of the more of those acetate leaves to the bottom left hand corner. I think that looks really cute. It softens it up. Everything about Tinkergarten has to do with nature and using your imagination and being outside. And so I think it's great and really appropriate to have a lot of natural looking things on this layout, such as the leaves and the butterflies and such. So I'm pretty happy with the way that that looks. I am just tying a knot around each end here. I'm not trying to like loop it through and attach it to the other one like on a big loop. So this way I can kind of just maybe hang it over the edge of the teapot handle and have them hanging from that. That's my goal anyway. I'm hoping to get it about the right length so that they hang naturally on the layout without hanging off the layout, or without being so short that they run into the title. So we'll see here how I do. I wrapped it around 2 times just to kind of give it a little bit of play in the string, you know, just so it looks pleasing to the eye. And I think that works out really well. I like that one is slightly longer than the other, and it gives a little movement to the layout as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. I did use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and a glue dot just to make sure everything stays in place. And I'm liking the way that that is looking. I am going to pull, or I'm going to take my entire layout over to my oh my goodness, paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut the branding strip off. My goodness, I don't know why I couldn't spit that out. So I'm going to pull off that branding strip, and I thought I might use it somewhere else, but I don't. I end up just putting it in a pile, and I can use it on another layout. I did bring in a matching one of those green circles over to the bottom left to kind of just mimic what I've got going in the top right. And then I'm going to use a staple in the center of this acetate butterfly just to hold them in place. And that was that black circular thing is a mouse pad, so the staple goes right into that and then I just flip it over and bend the staples back. I'm going to add a little washi tape to protect the back of the layout so it doesn't get hung up on whatever happens to be on the other side in the page protector, and then ink up the edges, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. The close-ups are coming up here in just a few moments, so stick around for that. I apologize that you can't see her face. You'll see a little more of her in the photographs, but I did have to blur out her face for privacy purposes, so I apologize for that. But you get the idea, and I hope you enjoyed this layout. If you did, I would love a thumbs up, and if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe as well and hit the bell for notifications. I will be back again on Saturday with another video for Kit Conspiracy. Don't forget to go check out what MK has on her channel today. I can't wait to see what she's doing with her kit. See you soon. Bye-bye.